A very good morning, students. I hope you understood our previous class and I welcome you to a new class on time. Okay? So yesterday what did we learn, children? We learned how to add time. Today we will learn how to subtract time. Okay? Suppose you have some time given and you have to subtract another time from that time. That is what we are going to do. Yesterday, do you remember, children, how we added time? What did we do? We separated the hours differently. We wrote the hours in a different column. We wrote the minutes in a different column, and what did we do? We added them together. To subtract two given times, what do we have to do? We have to go follow a similar approach. Okay? Now, suppose you have to subtract two times. Okay? Suppose you have to subtract 2 units of time. Okay, you have 11 hours 45 minutes. Okay, and you have to subtract 10 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, what are we doing, children? Can you see? We are following a similar approach. You have to subtract 11 hours 45 minutes and 10 hours 15 minutes. Okay, so yesterday while adding time, what did we do? We separated the hours and the minutes. So today also what will we do? We will separate the hours and the minutes. Okay, we write them separately and then subtract the left part before the right part. You have to notice one thing, children, that the number you are subtracting from must be greater than the number written right below. Okay, the number written above must be greater than the number written right below. You can see, children, that 45 is greater than 15. It is more than 15. So you can subtract 15 from 45 minutes. Okay, so if you subtract, what will you get? 5 minus 5 is 0. 4 minus 1 is 3. You have 30 minutes. And in the hours hands, what do you have? 11 minus 10 is 1 hour. Okay. So, this was a very simple problem to subtract time. Okay. To subtract one given time from another. Let us try another example. Okay. Let us try another example where you have to subtract 14 hours and 30 minutes. You have to subtract 12 hours and 45 minutes. To subtract time, children, please note one thing. This problem is slightly different than our other problem. Here also, what have we done? We have written the hours and the minutes separately, right? Once we have written the hours and the minutes separately, the first thing that we check is the number written above is less than or greater than the number written below. Okay? Since 30 is smaller than 45, yes, 30 is smaller than 45, right? So can you subtract 45 from 30? No. Since 30 is smaller than 45, what do? We always know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? You always know that. And since the number above is smaller than the number below, what we do? We subtract 1 hour from the left hand side and we add 60 here. Okay. So once we do that, what will we get? 30 plus 60 is how much, children? 90, right? Is 90? So this becomes 90 minutes. Okay. This becomes 90 minutes. And since we are subtracting 1 hour from the left hand side, this will become how much, children? This will become 13 hours. Okay, this will become 13 hours. After that you can easily subtract. After that what will happen? You have to subtract 90 from 45. So if you subtract, children, this is 0. So what do? You borrow on 1. Remember that, no? How to subtract? So 10 minus 5 will give you 5. Here how much will you have? You will have 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. 45 minutes. And since we have subtracted 1 from the hour side, 13 minus 12 is 1 hour. Is it okay, children? I am repeating it over again. Okay. If you have to subtract 1 unit from one time to another, the first thing that you do is write the hours on one side and minutes on another side. Okay. What is the second thing that you do? You check whether the number written above is less than or greater than the number written below. If it is greater than the number written above, all you have to do is subtract. If it is less than the number written below, what do? You borrow on 1 hour from the hour side. Okay. You borrow 1 hour from the hour side to the minute side. Since 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, what do? You add 60 with the amount of minutes that you have had here. At first we had 30 minutes here. So we added 30 plus 60 to give us 90. So this 90 is greater than 45, and so you can easily subtract 45 from 90. Okay. Once you are done with that, what do then? So, the fourth step is to subtract the minutes separately and the hours separately. Okay, children? I understand subtracting time is slightly different than adding time. Okay? And then you get your result. Okay? There are quite a few problems in your workbook that you can do. Alright. Okay? Now, let us try one of the problems in your textbook. Okay? We will try one of the problems in your textbook. That is to subtract time. Now, please note in page number 92 of your textbook. Okay? Page number 92 of your textbook. Question number 5A. Question number 5A, you have to subtract. Let us take question number 5B. Okay, 5A is pretty simple. Let us take question number 5B. Okay, you have to subtract 2 hours and 20 minutes from 2 hours and 20 minutes from 5 hours and 60 minutes. Okay. So, in this problem, what do? You have to subtract 2 hours and 20 minutes from 5 hours and 60 minutes. Do you remember, children, in our earlier classes, when I say subtract 5 from 10, how do you write it? You write 10 first, right? And then subtract 5 from 10. Remember that? I'm very sure you have done this in your previous classes. That if I say that you have to subtract 5 from 10, what would you do? You would write 10 first because we are subtracting 5 from 10. Okay. So you would write 10 first, then give the minus sign and then write 5 right below 10. Okay. Similarly, since our question is to subtract 2 hours 20 minutes from 5 hours 60 minutes, what will we do? We will write 5 hours 60 minutes before. Okay. We will write it as 5 hours 60 minutes, and then we'll subtract 2 hours 20 minutes from it. Okay. Since it is 2 hours 20 minutes from 5 hours 60 minutes, what did we do? We wrote 5 hours 60 minutes first, and then we gave minus sign, and then we wrote 2 hours 20 minutes. Is it clear, children? Now, though, it is very simple. all you have to do is subtract hours separately and subtract minutes separately. We are quite lucky in this problem. Why? Because 60 is greater than 20. Do you have to borrow in 1 hour from the hours place? No, we don't. So what do? All we have to, since 60 is greater than 20, all you have to do is subtract. Okay. So 60 minus 20, what will you get? This is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. And you have 40 minutes here. Then you subtract the hours separately. Hours, hence what will you get? 5 minus 2 is 3. So what is the answer? The answer is 3 hours 40 minutes. Okay children, is it clear? I hope it is clear. I hope you have learned how to subtract sometime now. Let us try a few more examples, okay? Let us try a few more examples from question number 15. Okay? Let us try a few more examples from your workbook. Okay? Let us try question number 15, option A. Okay? Let us try question number 15 from your workbook. Workbook. Question number 15A. Okay. What do you have here? You have to subtract 14 hours, 15 minutes from, you have to subtract 14 hours and 15 minutes from 25 hours and 10 minutes. Alright. Please note children, here what you have to do, the first one is 14 hours 15 minutes. You have to subtract 14 hours 15 minutes from 25 hours and 10 minutes. So what will you write? What will be the answer? First you will write 25 hours and 10 minutes first. Okay? Because it is written in the second place. So you have to write 25 hours 10 minutes first. So what will you do? You will write 25 hours and 10 minutes. Okay? Then subtract 14 hours 15 minutes from 25 hours 10 minutes. So here I'll write 14 hours and 15 minutes. Okay? So I have written the hours and the minutes separately. Okay? My first step is done. I have written the hours and the minutes separately. What is my second step? To see whether the first minute is less than or greater than the second part. Okay? Since 10 is smaller than 15, what do I do? Since 10 is smaller than 15, what do I do? It is smaller than 15. So I will subtract 1 hour from the hour side and add 60 in the minute side. Okay? So what do I have? This becomes 60 plus 10 becomes 70. So this becomes 70 minutes and this will become 24 hours. Okay? Now though it is done. Our work is done. So now all we have to do is subtract the minutes and the hours. Okay? Now it is pretty simple. Now you write the minutes in the minutes place. Subtract 70 from 15. Here you'll get plus 1. Here you can take minus 1. So this becomes 10 minus 5 is 5. 6 minus 1 is 5. 55 minutes. And here what do you have? You have 10 hours. Okay? We have done quite a few examples on how to subtract time. Okay? I hope this point is clear to you. Okay? We have learned how to subtract time from one given time to another. And I hope if you do not have any problems, and if you have any problems, please feel free to let me know. Okay?